What's going on, Eagles Nation? It's your boy Justin, and I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher the Moose Cunningham. Christopher, how you
How you
doing
doing,
today?
Justin? How's everything going today?
Other than losing two freaking football games in a
Um,
row, we were at that watch party to
yeah,
watch the Dallas debacle, and then of course Black Friday was a disaster. Other than that, man, I'm doing all right. And how you
another
doing?
day in paradise. Beautiful Sunday. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys know or don't know, the Moose is in the fan world. He's been around for a while. You have a lot of stories, a lot of experiences. You rep the Birds is as good as I've seen any fan rep them. Man, you really do. You go above and beyond. But I do understand there's a message you'd like to get across, or something you would like to kind of say. And I'll give you the opportunity to say that right now, man.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate this time. And not to make it too long. And people, out there know what's going on. Certain people. But a couple of weeks ago, there was an incident at a tailgate. Um, everybody's drinking. A lot of drinking going on. And of course, I had my share. A lot of adult beverages. And I was accused um, of being inappropriate towards a certain female, and I just like to go on record and say, yes, I take accountability if I had too much to drink that day, and I'm working on that. It's sometimes you got to self-reflect and know when to call it a day on there. Um, but I did not, and I like to say once again, I did not was not inappropriate, whether you believe it or not. Um, I know for a fact I wasn't. I don't do that. That's not me. No matter how much I had to drink, I can be annoying. I can be pushy. I mean, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. And I'm trying to work on that. I'm working on the, you know, cutting out the drinking. It's just not
Yeah.
doesn't.
You've been nice to me, man. Every time we've interacted with each other, you've been nothing but a good time and nice to me. And I know our friends at the watch parties we've had a chance to watch Eagle games together at and whatnot. I'll tell you what, sorry to interrupt you there for a second,
Okay.
Moose, but I appreciate you coming on today and addressing this and for what you're saying right now. I think it's very appropriate of you and responsible of you. I was not present, just as we're talking to everybody watching and whatnot, for any of this. And I can only speak of for how you've been treated to me and for what you believe for what you're saying for you. And I'm just giving you that opportunity to speak for on your behalf.
Well,
So, so I want you to continue, but I really do appreciate you doing this,
well,
Moose.
thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. Look, my
Yeah.
character, the Moose. Yeah, it's the Eagle fan, competitive eater. It's just a character. I try to be original
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, tell us about this. By the way, just before I cut you off there, the Moose is there's Chris Cunningham, but there's the Moose too, and the Moose is definitely he's a character, that's for sure, as we said. And you're also a competitive eater, which is crazy. You can down some wings, that's for sure. I know that's your specialty. But you have a lot of stories in the competitive eating and in the Eagle fandom world, repping yourself as the alter ego, the Moose. But go ahead and explain a little bit more about that
Well,
character.
I was called the Moose originally in fifth grade. Funny story. It was there's a kid that brought, and not to be all day with this, but there was a kid that brought great lunches. We went to Catholic school. We had to bring our own lunches, and he'd bring gourmet meals. So we were all like, "Hey, hook us up with that. Hook us up with that." We had the bologna and cheese and the peanut butter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he had like freaking muskrat and some kind of, pasta and stuff and pepperoni and we had fine dining. So
Yep.
my buddy sitting in front of me goes, "You're such a mooch." Right. Well, we were all doing it, but Mooch, he called me a Mooch, and Mooch turned into Moose. So,
It just kind of just there wasn't a specific person or moment. It became Moose. It just kind of was a blend. You don't even really remember. It just kind of like a word that just blended into the Moose, huh?
yeah, it just became a thing,
It just
and
became the
and I
Moose.
didn't
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
didn't think nothing of it. Next thing you know, everybody's calling me that. We're in fifth grade.
That's funny.
On sports teams. Hell, people's parents.
Yeah,
I call up and say, "Hey, is such and such there?" And they go, "Who's this?" I say, "Chris." And they say, "Chris who?" And I go, "It's Moose." And they go, "Oh, hey, Moose." Da, da, da,
yeah,
da, 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 So
yeah.
it's kind of it's a nickname I've had, and I carried that all through into my 20s. Go out and seeing bands play, They start.
Yeah, I was gonna say you obviously, promoting your character on social media and whatnot. You must promote and enjoy, and you've just accepted and like that nickname.
Yeah,
That
it's
is the
fun.
nickname that
Yeah,
you
yeah, it's
like.
fun. And on the
Yeah,
whole Moose is loose thing, which isn't original. I mean, come on, we've heard that before. I'm not saying that's original, but a band I used to go see when I was in my 20s, and I still see them to this day. I've known them for years. One of the top popular bands, cover bands in the area. They would yell off the stage, "The Moose is loose." So
yeah.
that became a thing. So
How about
yeah,
that?
it just became a whole thing. And there is Chris and there's the Moose, and they kind of
Yeah,
intertwine. I bring a lot of my personality with the Moose. I'm very open. I used to be a shy kid, believe it or not. So as I got into my 20s and the whole, it was just loose and going out interacting with people, and making lots of friends and trying to be the fun guy to be around. Um,
yeah.
you know,
Well, I can attest to that, people. When you're around the Moose, man, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna have a good time. You definitely know how to. You bring the party wherever you go. I'll say that much. And yeah, look, I guess let me ask you this, Chris. What is something that is positive that you found from being the character of the Moose, and something that's maybe negative, not so
well,
positive?
positivity. I believe in bringing everybody happiness and joy, and trying to be funny and entertaining.
Yeah,
I like to, ramp the party up. You know, um, life's too short. You got to enjoy and have fun. Um,
yeah,
some of the negative things is I put myself out there and I'm kind of too trusting, or I go overboard a little bit, whether it's
mm,
consuming or whether it's just being out there. Look at me, look at me. I really don't need to do that.
right,
And it's a fine line. You got to try to figure it out. Um, as I've gotten older, I try to balance that, but then I also, on the opposite end, go, man, I'm getting older. I really need to get this thing going. You know,
yeah,
where if I let it, I found if I let it come naturally and just be me, and
yeah,
put me in the Moose character and put
yeah,
together things, people will come to me. People will want to be around me. You know, if I
yeah,
get too over, and that's the problem, with having too much of these, you get over and you annoy people. And that's not what I want to do.
yeah,
I do not want to do that. And I trust me, and I
yeah,
take accountability. I know I annoy people when I get that too much of that. And I try to self-reflect and correct. Um, and that's one of the big
yeah,
problems with what's going on now is I annoy people, and the whole issue of the inappropriate stuff. Um, I believe most people know that from the source it came from, which isn't reliable, because that person isn't too credible either, and they've caused drama wherever they go. I'm not going to name names. Um, so I just think maybe it's just more of the overconsumption, and it just annoyed some people finally. And that's the opposite of what I want to do. It doesn't look good,
gotcha.
and for that I like to apologize. What I did was I kind of tend to overreact to stuff also, instead of letting things just chill, because I'm
Yeah.
Irish, man. It's my nature. And I take accountability. I take accountability for this. I got to prove that I'm right when I think I know I'm right in my heart. I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I'll tell you.
That's the Irish in you, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you if I'm wrong. I mean, I'll straight up tell you I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I have this habit of over talking people. I know that. I know I can sit here and tell you everything that I do wrong. I know it. I work on it every day. It's hard. It's hard. Um, and like I
Yeah.
said, I'm a dad. I have a home.
Yeah.
I have a real job. So it's to separate
Yeah.
the Moose.
And kudos to you, man, for working hard at your job for as many years. You were telling me on the phone one time, how long you've been at your job
Yeah, 20
for
years.
raising your
Yeah,
kid, for raising your kids. I mean, you're a good father. So I want to give you a lot of respect and credit for what you're doing, on that stuff that outside is the football game day moose stuff. So
yeah. Oh,
you're doing a lot of
thank
good
you,
stuff. So
thank you. But
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it
But
all
but
comes ahead sometimes, and you got to separate the
yeah,
stuff, and you got to balance your time. Um,
yeah. Is there any? Let me just ask you this as our last part to touch on the some of the the stuff that we wanted to talk about and address. Is there any people because you're a lot legend. You are like a tailgate
I
legend. I feel
guess I
like.
don't know. I try to load it. It seems like
You're a tailgate legend. There's a handful. There's 10, 15 people that are very recognizable tailgate lot legends, and I would say you're one of them. But is there any names or tailgates specifically, Moose, that you want to apologize to, or you'd like their good grace, or anything you want to say to specifically?
most definitely. There's a tailgate group. They're pretty popular, and this is their first year doing it. They started a whole brand new thing led by Sean Holden, who's a great guy. Since the day I met him, he's very open. He includes everybody. He does a hell of a job. He busts his tail to make that thing work. And they do have criteria. Tailgates get wild. Everybody's drinking and stuff happens, but he does have a mission statement where he wants it to have fun, to everybody to have fun. He's included me and stuff. And he's a good guy. He's a good human being. He's a father, a husband. He works, busts his rear end. And there's a lot of work, trust me, a lot of work that goes into what he does. And he has other
Yeah.
people that help him, other people involved. And they're a great group of guys. And I'm
Yeah.
blessed to have known them, be a part of them. And right now, because of all the crap going on, right now I'm staying away from that. And it does hurt because I
Yeah.
enjoy that. It's a release. But I got to self-reflect and be better for me. Um, so I'd like to apologize to Sean specifically for any drama I may have caused. I did go on a rip roaring thing the other night on a live because I just let everything get to me, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
and I and I kind of downed them, and I don't mean that, and I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
I take full accountability, and I take the punishments. I take them. I understand it. It sucks. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I can't point fingers. Well, they did this. They caused me to. I ran my mouth. I maybe had too much to drink. One thing I'm adamant about, and I got proof actually from the person that accused me of doing what they're saying I did, you know, and it's in text. So I like to keep stuff. I don't like throwing people under the bus, believe it or not, even though I went on a
Yeah.
rant. That's my emotions and my temper, the Irish temper getting the better of me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
once again, I'd like to apologize to them guys, and I'd like to show them. And Sean told me you got to do better, which means there's he has belief in me, and I let him down, and that hurts. That's only I can correct it, and I'll be damned, I'm going to correct it. Um,
Yeah. What? Let me ask you this: what's the number one reason that the viewers, the people, everyone in the tailgate world, that they would believe and trust that the Moose is, whenever he's loose, he's that that he's a good time, that you're always just going to be a good time, and that there's no any issues or anything like that, can, like, how can the people is there any type of actions or anything you want to do to go forward
well,
with?
the first thing I got to do is correct myself and to focus and to fix my Chris's life.
Yeah.
Because I can't go out and do this if when I go back home things aren't right. you know. So I
Right.
gotta, I gotta,
Right.
I gotta get things corrected.
Yep.
No drinking. Okay, drinking that doesn't help anything. That's a short-term solution. It ends up going wrong, especially when you have things going on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can accept that, and I'm fine with that. Um, and
Yeah.
also, I got to show that. I got to prove it ain't going to happen overnight. I can't just show up next week.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm good now. I haven't drank in a week. Um,
Well, I think, like, I forget the order and all that, but I think one of the first steps of getting through these type of things is just admitting that you might have. I'm not even going to say the word problem or anything, because I don't even think you necessarily have that. But I'm saying, just recognizing an issue, right, and
right.
recognizing that it's something that has to get addressed, and you've definitely done that, and I think we all appreciate that. I can only speak from the few times we've had a chance to hang out in person at these watch parties and tailgates and whatnot. And you've been nice as hell to me, a fun time, a good guy to me. So I can only speak on that behalf. But I certainly appreciate your your apology and all this, for your, when you said with the over drinking and all that. But I tell you what, though,
There's
the Moose has a lot. Yeah, the Moose. Well, go ahead.
okay, yeah, good. There's one more thing I want to address on that whole situation because it became such a train wreck. Um,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't have a PR person. I gotta be my own PR person. Um,
yeah,
on that, there are different people come out because the rumor goes around. It's amazing how it goes around. So it's like, wow, I didn't think I was that popular. When things are going bad, it seems like you're popular, or that's when you realize, oh wow, I have a brand, the Moose brand that I'm trying to create. I'm representing other people when I'm associated with them. Um,
hmm
you know, um, and there's some people out there that are haters. And there's one person in particular that I wish he would just stop, but I can't make him stop. I just have to ignore him. He's when anybody I associate with, anything I'm involved in, he's jumped on their chats and ripped them and said some very horrible things. And he attacked me personally. He's attacking um, the podcast, which we both have mutually friends with, 302 Birds. He's been horrible. So I decided, well, brought it up and I agreed with them because I actually thought about it. I said, let me quit doing content with them. Or I'm not part of their show. I'm just a guest. So quit attacking them guys. They're trying. They got sponsors. Let them do their thing. Don't attack. Nobody should be attacking anybody. Okay, if you have a personal beef with me, you have my phone number. The gentleman does have my phone number. Call me up. Let's talk about it. Let's be men. Let's not be little boys. Now, get out of your characters. Let's be one on one. Give a phone call. Give a talk. Let's try to fix things because I really I don't like disliking anybody, dude. I mean, I'm friendly. I like helping people, and I don't like talking bad about people. I just really don't.
Yeah.
Um, Another issue is with the competitive eating side. There was different people involving themselves in the situation and telling me false stuff, and I reacted to it instead of calling the correct people, and that's with cheerleaders.
Right.
I was told I'm out of the contest, da 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 da, by a gentleman,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that gentleman had no right to say that. And instead of me contacting the correct person at cheerleaders, you know, I went on that rant, on that live, which I was on someone else's live. And of course, that was sent to everybody. And now I am out of wing pole because I was ripping. So I'd like to apologize to Vivian and Alicia and Rianne and John and everybody at cheerleaders because they have been nothing but great to me. And I stabbed them in the back by ripping them. They're probably like, what the heck's going on here? And I'm held accountable. I'm out of the wing pole. So there's nothing I can do about it. That's what I get. You got to take the punishment for running your mouth. 51 years old, dude. I've been, eventually, someday maybe I'll figure it out with that. And I really am trying to work on that to quit jumping to conclusions. That's a problem I have. I'm self-aware of it. I take accountability. I take accountability for everything I do wrong. I don't blame anybody. I blame myself. You know, but I'm just very adamant on that inappropriate stuff because that's not me. I have daughters. I have two older daughters. They're adults. I have a family. I have a sister. So there's no way. That's not me. That's not Chris. That's not the Moose. That's neither.
Right.
Okay. Um, so right now I got a lot of fires I'm trying to burn out, and I need to rebuild bridges, and it takes some time. Um, the wing pole's in February, and hopefully, I just, what? I don't even care if I'm in it. I mean, I do. It hurts, but I understand that I'm not going to sit there and beg. I fucked up. Excuse my French. Um, with running my mouth. Um, so with that, I just want everybody to. I want them to. I just want to be in good graces with them. That's it. That's all I ask is to rebuild that relationship, not for a purpose of so I can get in the wing pole, or get
Yeah.
reinstated. I want to just
Yeah.
have that friendship because they're good people.
Yeah.
It
I,
sucks.
I think yeah, I think your heart moose is in a good spot. I appreciate you taking accountability. And I tell you what, the cheerleader, Sean Holden, everybody, I tell you what, I believe you. I believe you, Moose. I've seen changed behavior. We were at that watch party a few weeks ago, and you were not. If at all, I saw you barely drinking at at that party. So I've definitely seen change behavior, and we appreciate you coming on and addressing
Thank
that.
you.
I want to talk a little bit about the character of the Moose itself, though. I mean, it's a lot of fun. You are definitely a little bit of a fan legend with the Moose. Now, you're usually not looking like this. If you guys know or don't know, you are usually, my friend, decked out in face paint and the whole 9 yards. And why don't you tell a little bit about the look, the Moose, and how that looks and how that happened?
Well, that kind of evolved. I mean, and I got a T-shirt right here. I was sitting around a couple years ago as I'm getting older and
Uh-huh.
wiser and thinking, what can I do to make a logo? Everybody else is doing it. Hey, why not? So
Nice stuff. Nice.
I came up. This is pretty much the concept in my head. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, we can see it. Established 1974.
Yep.
I see the
Yeah.
Moose. There it
So
is.
I got.
Can anybody get this apparel or this merchandise?
Yeah,
Can you buy this
it's
anywhere?
on tpublic.com. I
Okay.
have a link on my bios on all my social media. I get no money off of it. I'm sorry, I'm a liar. I got a $40 check after 3 years of it being out because I get the smallest cut you can get. I'm not out to make money off it. I'm out for just hey, you know, I love you're frozen right now. You look
Yeah.
frozen. Are you frozen? Okay. Um,
It's just cool. You could technically say you're getting paid. You're getting paid to be the moose.
uh,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, I just enjoy. I
Technically,
enjoy it. You know.
$40 in 3 years, but you're getting paid to be the moose still.
Yeah, yeah, $40 out 3 years. So I'm going to get cash for that. But
Yeah,
anyway, um, so it's the Irish, and I have a guy. Um, I have a guy that on the side, does this stuff. So I gave him the idea I had, and he came up with four different concepts. And this is the one I went with. And that's what I was looking for. I mean, that's what I wanted the Irish flag
yeah,
with the American flag in the middle, and of course the moose thing. Now, some people say
yeah.
somehow I had ripped off somebody with the moose face, but I don't know if any moose face with a shamrock coming out of its mouth. So, nothing's, I look,
I don't.
it costs
Yeah,
a lot of money to, like I said, I'm a working guy. I have a mortgage. My son, we put him through Salesianum. He graduated last May, and that was a lot of money. That was a lot of
nice.
sacrifice, but it was worth it. So,
Yeah, nice.
yeah, the moose. So what I did was I did that, and then I started messing around with face paint. I
Yeah,
started a couple years ago. I used to be clean shaven, but I started growing a goatee. And I said, what can I do with that? I kind of take a lot of my stuff from Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, Scott Steiner, a lot of
yeah,
wrestling stuff. I jumble it up into one. So I'm a big wrestling guy. I studied wrestling. I
yeah,
love it. Um, that's how I do my promos, pro wrestling style,
yeah,
shoot them right
yeah.
off the hip.
You,
Um,
you definitely remind me of a wrestling character. The first time I saw your whole moose act, I was like, wow, this guy's definitely like WWE kind of.
yeah, that's my inspiration. I love Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan. God bless his soul. Um, Grew
yeah.
up as a Hulk,
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
Hulkamania, and then when he turned bad, became Hollywood. And that's another thing with the moose.
Yep.
Well, let me not jump too far ahead, but so I'm messing around with the face paint, and I did this green and did this black. And then the goatee grew really big. I didn't realize how bushy it got. And I said, "Oh, I got to cut this down. I look like freaking a lumberjack." So so what I did was I trimmed it down and kept messing with it. Now I kind of got the handlebars. I took out this. And I still paint it. I paint that green. I'll do a different black or silver here, and then I started. Before I did that, I started messing with. Let me do some wings. Let me add to it. So I had my wife doing the wings because I'm not coordinated enough. Um, but right now,
Yeah,
I started doing it myself, the wings, and I
nice.
started tinkering with them. I started adding to it and stuff. It takes me about an hour to do all that, you know. But
Yeah, man, it's almost rare to see you look like this. You usually, guys, if you guys don't know, I mean, your face paint is top tier. I mean, it's most of your face is covered in that face paint. It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
I try not to rip it. I
It's
try not to rip anybody off. I try to be
yeah,
original. I'm always thinking original.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. You did briefly touch on it. Now, in the WWE world, if you guys don't know, you could turn heel, which is kind of like turning bad. And I want to know, has the Moose ever turned heel, or does he have an alter ego that's maybe not so nice?
well, when I'm ripping people. Sometimes that's what I'm feeling heelish, but in a professional way, believe it or not, see, I can't go rogue. What I've done in
Yeah,
ripping people lately because of this situation, that's called rogue. I don't want to be rogue. I
yeah,
want to, believe it or not, scripted is the way you want to go. Um,
yeah.
Usually I tell people, I've done it it all depends. I read the room, I read the crowd. I've done it at a couple events where I read the crowd, go, you know what, I think I'm going to go bad guy on these people. So what I do is I always talk to whoever's running the stuff and say, hey, I'm going to do this because it looks like this is going to get a pop. I'm always trying to read the room, read people, say what's going to get a pop. So I did it. I was last spring or early summer. I did a cannoli eating contest at the Italian market in Philadelphia. The Rocky ran up, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there was cannoli contest. It was their Italian festival going on. So about 1,000 people showed up to watch 10 of us eat cannolis. So
Wow.
Bill El Wingador Simmons, who we all know El Wingador, I have his sauce over here. Always have the sauce around. He makes it, and I'm doing a cheap plug. El Wingador brand sauce, the sauce he came up with. You guys have had it. It's very good.
Nice, nice.
Five-time Wing Bowl champion. If you don't know what the Wing Bowl is, Google it. I'm not going to go into a big explanation. Um, but he was there kind of emceeing the stuff. Um, so I ate, it was
Nice.
whoever ate six the quickest. So I ate 12. The kid that ate six thought he won. You see in the video, he's all And they're going, no, 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 the Moose just ate 12. Because I just kept going. And
Wow.
so to be fair, the crowd was all pumped up. They wanted to do they said, let's do hit me and the guy together against each other. So the crowd, El Wingador said, who wants this guy to win? They cheered. He put his hand over my head and they booed me. I said, all right, here we go. So I stood up. So I don't care what all you people think. The Irishman's in town. And he's going to take the Italian delight of cannoli and show you how to really eat it or something like that. I can't remember. And they were
Yeah.
booing
Yeah.
this, and
Moose.
they were booing the shit out of me. And I ended up eating. I won, and I ended up eating altogether ate 26 cannolis in 8 minutes. And these were the real Italian
Beast.
cannolis.
Beast mode.
So,
Damn, dude.
so the owner,
Save me one of those
oh,
bad
they were
boys. I
good.
love
Oh, they were
cannolis.
good. It's Rim Cafe. If you're ever on the Italian market, it's right catty corner from Gino's. It's called Rim Cafe. Um,
Okay.
Old school Italian man owns it. Renee, good guy.
Okay.
Check him out. Tell him the Moose sent you. You
Okay.
know,
Okay. I will.
cannolis are excellent. He told me at the end of the event, he said, "Thank you very much." He said, I didn't do anything. What did I do?" He said, "You brought the crowd. You made it fun." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay." So, and I've done some heel stuff with cheerleaders. Of course, I predetermined that. I got booed up on the stage during my weigh-in one time, so I ripped the crowd there. It was all pre-planned, you know. And then I did the bad guy entrance, you know, and all that stuff when I came out to eat. And of course, you got to back it up. So you better hope if you're being a heel, you better be able to back that shit up and
Yeah.
win what you're going
Yeah.
to win. If you're going to talk shit, you better win it. So I came in second place. I'm the king of second place. It seems like I'd win wing offs. I'd won, you know, like I just won a tailgate parking lot a couple weeks ago to get into wing pole.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah. Yeah.
10 wings in 3 minutes. Wings are my
Easy work for
Yeah,
you.
wings are my specialty. I'm a wingaholic. I love wings. I mean, I'll eat wings all day long.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, let me ask you this: as a competitive eater, is there any actually training or any tips that go involved to actually help with the competition?
Well, believe it or not, you should do some things to get yourself prepped. You know, and no offense, but the big guys that are a little overweight, that like to eat a lot, don't usually do well. It's
Yeah.
an athletic event. You have
Wow.
to train your stomach. Usually about a week out, what I do is I'm going to give it away. Who cares? It's,
Oh
you
wow.
know, I eat 2 large cheese pizzas. I'll sit down and eat 2 large cheese pizzas.
Damn. One sounds good enough, but two is all right.
It can be a struggle. I gotta, you know, it's tough. Um,
Yeah.
Wingador told me to eat 2 large cheese pizzas.
Where do you get the pizzas from? Where do you get the pizzas from?
I get the pizzas at this place up the street from me in Barrett, Delaware, called Roma's Pizza. It's a pizzeria, so it's a mom and pop joint. It's real pizza. It's not this Domino's and stuff like that. Nothing against
Yeah,
Domino's,
yeah, yeah.
but
I know what you
it's
mean.
damn good pizza. I get the extra larges, so I get the real big ones. Um,
Nice.
and me and my son can put down.
What is the Moose's favorite pizza in Philadelphia?
Oh man, I don't have a really particular spot for pizza in Philly. Chickies and Pete's.
Cheesesteak. Best cheesesteak in Philly.
Best cheesesteak would be Skinny Joey's.
Angela's or
Skinny
oh,
Joey's.
Skinny Joey's. Okay. Yeah, and Skinny
Also,
Joey's.
Tony and Nick's. But
Yeah.
you know, I've been a big supporter of them and Skinny Joey's. Actually did a cheesesteak
I
contest.
would agree with Skinny and Joey's for
Oh,
sure.
it's
Yeah, that's
delicious. It's
we-
it's it's so good.
it
And
is.
I'm not just
They pack them bad boys. They really do.
yeah.
But you were saying about the tip, the training. Go ahead.
What I do is I do the pizzas, and then the rest of the week I drink lots of this and little
Mm,
snacks. And then the last day I cut off and don't do nothing. So
mm. How about that?
so
How about that? And we could talk forever about your competitive eating. I just want to finish up with just one last thing about. Well, the Eagles play the Chargers tomorrow on Monday night. They've lost 2 games in a row,
yeah.
and Justin Herbert is going to play. It looks like I think. Eagles put this freaking vibes bunny in the locker room yesterday. I'm sure you
Yeah, the
saw
Easter
to try and
Bunny.
get things going. Yeah, the Easter bunny or whatever. I don't care what you put in the locker room. You got to win football games. And my question to you, Moose, is will they win this football game tomorrow?
Okay, so we're going to get a little dicey here.
Oh
When I
boy.
looked at the schedule, you know how we all look at the schedule and pick wins and losses.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had this as
Yeah.
a loss. not knowing that the
Mm.
season would be goofy like it is. Um,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yep.
I'm a little concerned, and I'm going to tell you why. Jalen Carter, we have no Jalen Carter. Okay, that's a
Yeah. That's
problem.
big.
Um,
And I don't think no Lane
no
Johnson
Lane
either.
Johnson. You got Cam Jurgens playing on one wheel. You know, everybody's banged up. Of course, at this point in the season, everybody's banged up. But this offense, here we are in December, and this offense, it just seems like it can't get going. And I understand why. Um, Historically, when someone like Saquon has a year like they did last year, it's followed up by slower production. Hell, he's human. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Losing Beckham, I think, is a big deal. Um,
Yeah.
and the players aren't just, they're not executing. Okay, I know they
No.
want to blame
No.
Patullo, and I'm not a supporter of Patullo. I'm kind of in the middle. I look at it realistically. I don't know the guy. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not there during meetings. I don't know what the hell they're doing. None of us do, unless
Right.
you're sitting in on the meeting. Um,
Right.
I like to condone the people that did what they did to his home. That's ridiculous. That's now talk about being messed up. That's messed up. And
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah.
really publicly
Yeah.
condone that because that man and his
Yeah. Me
family
too.
does not
Me too.
deserve that. For God's sakes, people, it's a game. Okay, it's not life. You just went into and crossed the line and went into his real life. You know,
Yeah.
so please, yeah, stop it. You know, just let the man do his job. Quit threatening him. I mean, are you getting paid when the? I mean, do you, dude? Trust me, I'm a diehard Birds fan. But sometimes I got to sit there and go, is Patullo paying me if they win? You know, is there any transaction? Do I know him personally? No. So just let the
Yeah.
man do his job. We can criticize all we want
Yeah.
football wise, but not personally.
And it's only going to hurt. It's going to hurt the kids that did it because you're going to get a charge against you now. You're going to get ridiculed. You know, you're going to. I mean, and plus it's just a wrong thing. So I think we both agree it was
Yeah.
very immature and irresponsible, and we condemn that act absolutely. And yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game for sure. I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to be. Look, I could totally see the Chargers winning this game, but I think it's going to be as close as hell in this
Oh
game.
yeah.
I got the Eagles winning by 1 point, maybe three
I'll go with
points.
that.
I'm talking I'm talking 27, 28, 27, 27, 24, something like that. And I'll ride with that.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That's kind of what I'm
Yeah, the
going.
offense has to do something quick because you're not going to make a long
Yeah.
playoff run, and we are going to win the division, of course. No doubt, 9%
Yeah.
Cowboys. Yeah, 9%. The nine
Yeah.
percenters aren't going to win it. You know. So
Well, so they said we have 5 games left. To win the division, we got to go 3-2, right? Now, you got the Chargers, which let's assume we lose, right? That's a loss. So let's just assume. Then you got the Raiders, which should be a
that
win.
should
So
be a
you beat
win.
the Raiders. Yep. But then you got to face the Commanders twice and the Bills. Now, if you assume you lose at the Bills, you got to go to Buffalo, and let's just assume you lose to the
Yeah.
Bills. Bills need that game more than you do. So if you lose to the Chargers and you lose to the Bills, there's your 2 losses. That means you have to beat the Raiders and you got to beat the Commanders twice.
Yeah. Yes.
That's where it gets dicey
Divi-
because can you beat the Commanders twice no matter how bad they are and no matter how good you are? Because it always seems like those divisional games they just can't. It's just I don't. It's weird, man. It's
well,
weird. I don't know how to explain.
historically, Washington and the Eagles, their games are
They split a lot.
always close.
Yes,
And
they are.
and since Washington's a bad football team, and it's the end of the season, they're going to want to play spoiler. They're going to go out with a
Yeah,
bang. And if they can
yeah,
mess up the Eagles, they're going to do it. So
yeah.
that's not a gimme. I don't care if they're 0-100. It's a division
No,
game. So the Buffalo game's kind of like more of the bigger game. That's kind of like you got to go up there and win. Yeah,
yeah,
you're going to have to go up there and win. And
yeah. But you know what's funny is, and you would agree, being a diehard lifelong Eagle fan, that the Eagles will probably like they could win, they could beat the Chargers and the Bills, and then like lose to the Raiders. That's just what they do.
well,
Like, you know what I
the way
mean?
this year's going, yeah, I can see that happening. Um,
Yeah,
So look, they just got to take care. They got to improve. They got to go in these playoffs, and they got to figure it out. Figure it out quick. The window's closing. Okay, it's shrinking.
oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
look, it's
AJ Brown, I heard he wants to be a Patriot next year. It's getting bad.
yeah. You know what? Whatever.
Yeah,
Just focus. They need to focus on now. Worry about next year. Next year. Worry about now. You got 5 games left. Let's do something, people. It's hard to get to the Super Bowl, let alone
yeah,
repeat. So This team is
I'm
set.
just trying to get there as a fan one day. I don't have $1 million,
Yeah,
so
me neither. Maybe I could ride. We can ride down there together, hang out, and sneak in. I don't know. I'm the king of sneaking in the stadiums. If you ever heard the WrestleMania,
you can sneak into the Super Bowl, bro. I will try, dude. That will be the greatest video of all
well,
time if we can get that
I
on
walked
film.
into WrestleMania without paying a ticket, so and had a nice seat. So
Well,
that's a
damn,
whole
I believe
that's a
you.
whole different story for a different day.
The moose was loose that day. I'll tell you
Oh
what.
yeah, yeah. Moose is loose. I'm going to try to calm that down a little bit till I get things straightened out. With the
Yeah.
loose stuff.
And speaking of straightening out and everything, once again, Moose, just getting near the end here. I know we're wrapping things up. I just want to give you the floor again to say any final thoughts or comments about the whole situation, but once again, we appreciate you even addressing it.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate us doing
Yep.
this.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing this to get brownie points and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was wrong for ripping and roaring, okay, and not thinking it through and being a man and having discussions. Um,
Yep. Yep.
so, and like I said, I'd like to apologize to Sean and all them guys. Great people, man. And I'm proud to be, I'm blessed to have met them, and I understand the consequence.
Yep.
It's like, you break a rule, you got to have a consequence. There has to be consequences. And by me ripping and roaring on them, and too much drinking's an issue, and I can sit here and go, oh, everybody's drinking, everybody's getting effed up. But if they have an expectation for me, I have to respect that expectation. And you know what? It's not a bad thing because I'm trying to do a brand and I'm representing whoever I'm around. So I get it. That means they must have confidence in me that I could do good things. So that's why they're hard on me. So I take that as an honor and I need to accept that and be better. Like Sean said, I got to do better. And I appreciate that, Sean. I really do. And I'm sorry I let you down. Um, and I'm going to do better. I am going to do better. I got to do better. There's no choice. You got to win. I got to dust myself up from all this, brush myself off, get up, and improve and be better. Take all this badness and turn it into positivity. The same with cheerleaders. They're great. They're great people. Vivian, Alicia, Ryan, John, who owns. I mean, they're great people. It's a great event they do. Um, so and they're like family. I let them down. So I want to be better. I know I'm better. They know I'm better, and there's no choice. There's no choice. I got to be better.
Amen.
If not, I might as well just go wander off into the sunset. And I don't want to do that. I want to be better, and I owe it. I owe it to myself, my family. Um, I might take it easy with tailgates. I might kind of, I'm not disappearing. That's a coward does that. But I might just kind of chill it down and dial it down a little bit and get myself straight. And hopefully everyone has it in their hearts. The power of forgiveness is a very powerful thing. I've been mad at people. I've held grudges, but I always want to forgive. It's good for your conscience. You know, um, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and trust me, I'll tell you, I make a lot. And I'm blessed to be in the position I am. I'm blessed to have a beautiful family. And there's things going on
Amen.
at home. My dog got prayers for my dog. He has a brain tumor. He's going through hell right now. Um, and there's just some family stuff, interior stuff I don't want to talk about that's going on that I really want to get resolved. And I got to rebuild and work on that. Because I love my family, dude. I got two older daughters. I have a grandson. My youngest son is here, and Christmas is coming, and it's the holidays, and family's most important. Whether it's your interior family or your exterior family, and I'm not going to really be part of a lot of this end of the season stuff, and that's what I get. I'll still be around. I'll still be up, and we'll talk. And 302 Birds has
Yeah.
has a watch party for the Redskins game at Founding Brothers.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
so I'll be down for that, and it's always a
Yep.
good time. They're great guys. Please follow 302 Birds. They're
Yes. Yeah.
they.
Shout out 302 birds. Dalton, KJ, all the
Oh
guys
yeah,
out there, great
and
guys.
they're defending me left and right, and I appreciate it. But don't do anything. Look, if you guys have a career going. You got big things going. Don't let anything pull you down. And if that means not having Moose around on your shows and stuff, I get it. I respect it because I want you guys to do well. And once this all simmers
Yes.
down, I'll be back and we'll have a great time. We can still have a good time. It's just up a little bit more dialed down. But I will be. I
Yeah.
will. I will be at the event. I did get an invite, so that means okay. And
Yeah.
we'll have fun and go birds. And Merry Christmas to everybody
Yeah.
and Happy Holidays. And may this video see everybody well.
Go Birds.
May.
Yes, yes. Well, like the Eagles' offense, Moose, you've had possibly with all this going on a rough patch, let's say. But like the Eagles' offense that we hope for, we know and trust that you will hopefully get back and out there, and the Moose will be loose again. And we already know that, and like we already know, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be an awesome
Oh,
time whether you're at the tailgate. So it's always a fun time with you, Moose.
you'll never know.
Appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you dressing this, and appreciate you talking some ball as well. And where can people find you at if they want to follow
Oh
you?
man, I need to get business cards. I'm on TikTok, Moose317.
Okay.
Instagram, we'll say it nice and slow. Instagram, Moose317. Facebook, we got two of them. Don't know why I did that, but the Moose317. And then the other one is Christopher, the Moose, one word, Cunningham. That's the main one,
Mm,
actually. That's the main one. I wanted to develop two Facebooks to keep one personal, one professional, but there's too many people. It's just, whatever. But
yeah, yeah, I got you. Well, you heard it. You heard it here first, folks. Those are where you can
oh,
follow the Moose at. I tell you what,
get,
I've seen it firsthand.
get your
When the
t-shirts.
Moose is loose, there's no better time in sports and tailgating than hanging out with you, man.
I appreciate it.
You are a myth, a legend. Appreciate your accountability today, sir, coming on
Thank
here,
you.
and we hope to hopefully be in touch in the near
Oh,
future.
most definitely, Justin. You're doing great things too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
follow Justin. He's doing some
Oh,
awesome stuff too.
thank you,
You
guys.
do great stuff. So,
Thank you,
you know,
thank
so
you, thank
so
you.
go birds. Merry Christmas, and may everybody have a
Merry
safe
Christmas.
and blessed holiday season. And stay strong. Keep fighting. Keep working hard. It's worth it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
All right.
All right.
Yes, I'm gonna hit the end record button here.